Hello, beautiful people. My name is Rochelle Innocent, and I'm the founder and CEO of Project Purpose. Welcome to our channel. Our community is focused on fostering the intellectual and character development in children. We do this through our parent-child workshops that are focused on 4 themes: autonomy, self-efficacy, compassion, and self-concept, in order to cultivate grit, perseverance, and resilience in each child. And we are so thrilled to be offering one of the first of its kind digital, virtual, and continuous learning environments, enabling parents and children to connect from all around the world. At Project Purpose, our overarching mandate is to renew and rebuild family, community, and relationships. Our different social media platforms provide us with an opportunity to have discussions and to make space for all topics that relate to family, community, and relationships with ourselves as well as with others, with a primary focus on mental health and education. More precisely, the ways that the institutions of mental health and education play a role and have played a role in our societies at large. These discussions and debates provide us with an opportunity to think critically about what needs to change within these structures for us to live up to our bold slogan, support, protect, and empower each child through youth-focused development, better known as leadership in juvenescence. We recognize that in valuing our children's leadership potential, this also translates as recreating and co-creating environments, both socially and politically, that will enable our children to thrive. For those of you who are particularly keen on the topic, we also write thought pieces every other Sunday. We actually have a thought piece that we've dropped this past Sunday, so definitely be sure to meander over to the website and check out our online content. Now, if it is the case that you are looking for a listening alternative, well, we're available wherever podcasts are playing, and we've provided you with access with a few links down below. Now, as is the convention, be sure to subscribe, hit that post notification bell so that you are aware of every time we post. And of course, if you like these conversations and you want to keep them going, like, comment, and share this segment. Let's get into it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another segment here on Project Purpose. For those of you who are new, we cover topics that relate to mental health, mental wellness, and education on a week-by-week basis. And today's topic of discussion is education. On the topic of education this week, we're going to be talking about the ability to read the room. And I think that this is a great conversation because not a lot of us can read the room. We don't really think about it until we put our foot in our mouth or we're in an embarrassing situation. And since I've learned from trial and fire and through experience how to read the room, and also given the fact that I'm HSP, I'm a highly sensitive person, I typically can read a room fairly quickly. I'm going to provide you some practical tips on how to do it. So if it is the case you're looking to make a good impression or looking to just get a sense as to where to kind of navigate if you're in a new setting, if let's say if you're networking or if you're at a cocktail party or if you're just trying to meet new friends, you're trying to make new connections, regardless of what the situation is, the first and most crucial step is reading the room. And it's one of the things that is very hard if you're in your head about yourself. So it's very hard to read the room, to have that level of awareness if you're self-conscious. So the first step is really to get out of your own head about you and the way that you're showing up. You need to feel confident before you get to the room. So like put your best foot forward means getting yourself put together in a way where you're not feeling self-conscious, you're not feeling like unnecessarily self-aware or embarrassed about a specific thing, so that you can put your focus external to you. You can kind of focus your attention outside of you. So I think the very first step is that you can't go into a room thinking that you can read the room with all of your mental energy on yourself. So if you feel concerned about there being something in your teeth, I tell you go into the bathroom, check your teeth before you enter that setting. If you are self-conscious or you're not sure about your outfit, like I think that these are like such little things that play such a significant role in someone's inability to read the room, because once you're in a situation where you feel like all eyes are on you, or if you're presenting, or if you're in a situation where you now feel the scrutiny, like you feel other people are scrutinizing you, then that heightened level of anxiety will make it very hard for you to kind of get over the fact that you're like the object of everyone's attention at that point in time, and enable you to read the room and focus on the people who are focusing on you. So the first step is like, make sure you don't feel self-conscious. So make sure you put your best foot forward. If that means getting yourself a really cute outfit, if that means, listening to a great motivational video or listening to your pump up music, like whatever you need to do to walk into that room feeling an extra little boost of self-confidence, like that's the first step to reading the room. And now the next step to reading the room is understanding what it is that are social cues. And social cues are culturally informed, but outside of them being culturally informed, there are certain cues that are just humanistic. There are certain facial expressions that are universal across the board. So you have to be a good gauge of facial expressions, of body language, and as you scan the room, the energy of the room is based on what the majority of the people are presenting with. So there might be one really happy, bubbly person, but if you want to get a read of the room, majority rules. So if most people are terse, if most people look impatient, if most people look like they don't want to be there, then that's your read on the room. So it has to be, well, what's the majority of the people within this room presenting as? And then how do I channel my energy to counteract that energy? Or how do I channel my energy to neutralize that energy if that energy is going to be a roadblock to what it is that I'm hoping to accomplish in this room? So majority rules, but then I never forget about the people who are on side. So I do believe that the room is read by the majority. I like to focus on the people who are there to accomplish the same goals that I have in mind. So there's always going to be people in the room who are totally in your pocket. And those are the people that I anchor on if I'm having a moment of self-consciousness or having a moment of anxiety. Those are the people that I look to. I know the way that they're looking at me, the energy they're sending my way is going to encourage me. It's going to give me a little bit of an energy boost. And then I can refocus my attention on the room because the room is now my baby. If I'm in a place where I'm looking to read the room, then I am the master of that room. And I think that kind of confidence, that kind of like when I walk into the room, I am the master of the room, is something that not a lot of people feel they have the kahunas to think like, but you need to think that way if you're looking to accomplish an objective before entering the room. So if you have a goal in mind, if there's people you want to meet in that room, if there's different objectives that you have when you're looking to meet different people, you have to walk into that room feeling like you own that space so that you can make the choices that are going to align with the objectives that you had beforehand. So if I'm entering a room and it's fairly terse and people are fairly resistant to what it is that I'm hoping to say, then I at least get a sense as to, well, where is this resistance coming from? And then I try to break the ice. And breaking the ice is really easy when you put the attention back on the people. So a lot of the times when you try to break the ice, you're trying to put the attention on yourself. You like make a self-deprecating joke or you try to talk about the weather. But the best way to get the ice unfrosted is to get people talking about themselves, opening up about themselves. And then you start to see people loosen up because people love talking about themselves and giving tidbits of information about themselves. And I think that when you give people an opportunity to do that, you shift the energy of the room. So a lot of people who facilitate, and I facilitated for well over 10 years, and a lot of people who train who are used to managing a room, it's so great to break the ice as a first step to give everyone the opportunity to recalibrate, to realign their energy and start to open up to the agenda or the objective of that room in and of itself. So those are very, very key. And then once you have that energy, once you have that openness, you need to like go big or go home. Like you need to take everything that you can out of that. And that's like a lot of different, I feel like, social skills at play. Like don't talk the room back into a state of indifference, right? Like if you have that engagement, if people are open, then get everyone talking. Make sure that what it is that you're trying to accomplish involves a dialogue and not a monologue. And a lot of people like to monologue their way into people's attention, but like you're not making a good impression if someone's like trying to figure out a way to get away from you, right? So creating a dialogue once you have people open and ready to mingle, and then looking to build that connection, right? Like I think once you get people talking about themselves, once they've talked about themselves enough, they develop a curiosity to learn about you. And that's really the way that it works. Like you need to give them an opportunity to put themselves on a pedestal or on the podium. And then once they've had their fill of the podium and of the limelight, then they're happy to share it with you. And that is how you build a connection. So this is really how you read the room, how you manage the room, and how you get what it is that you're looking for from that room. And what you're looking for translates as building connections, getting everyone aligned to the same objective, getting everyone aligned to the same agenda, so on and so forth. So hopefully this was educational, this was helpful to you. These are tips that you can put into practice as of today. And reading the room is getting out of your own head. You can't be self-conscious about yourself. You have to be really focused on paying attention. So listening to the people around you, and people can tell when you're pretending to listen and when you're actually listening. So listening intently with your full body and making sure you're using encouragers and making sure that people hear you listening to them as much as they see you listening to them. So that is it, but definitely not all. Hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully that was insightful. Now, before letting you go, I would be remiss if I didn't let you know that we will be going live at least twice a month, every month for the foreseeable future on our Facebook page. So definitely be sure to tune in. Now, these events are paid events, so if you do see yourself participating in our community on an ongoing basis, then I do suggest that you take a look look at one of our package plans? Yes, so we do offer package plans over and above our live events, as well as access to webinars and workshops largely focused on self-mastery over and above those events. So check it out, be part of our Game Changer community, being part of the change that you want to see, allowing us a small role to play in your journey. We are on the road to 1K, so we do invite you to follow us across all of our social media platforms, and we look forward to chatting with all of you very soon. We'll talk to you later.
I just feel like no one's listening.